was moving to the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Elsewhere, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
The objections from the churches aside, one of the obstructions to the Briceño administration moving forward with its push for the legalization of marijuana was the potential of de-risking impacting our banking sector. There was a concern that money from the industry would be left untouched by the commercial banks, therefore making the industry unbankable. Well, on Monday, Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, Honorable Karim Musa, reported that a reclassification of marijuana in the United States could eliminate this problem.
I believe significant strides have been made on the cannabis front, especially in the United States where most of our correspondent banks sit. There was a recent reclassification of cannabis from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug, and so that will allow for greater banking possibilities within the United States, and it's expected that that will translate to greater banking opportunities for Belize as well. As I mentioned, we do have correspondent banking relations. We want to preserve that by all means. And so I don't see it, again, as before, I don't see it being a big issue because so long as it's a cash industry per se, but we do want to move away from it being a cash industry in the future. And so with these new classifications, it will help the banking of it.
May 16th, the State Department of Justice and the Attorney General started the process of getting marijuana reclassified from a drug to a Schedule 3 drug. Marijuana had a Schedule 1 classification from 1970 when the Substances Act was enacted. President Joe Biden has asked the Attorney General and the Secretary of Health and Human Services to launch a scientific review of the classification of marijuana in 2022. The recommendation Drug Enforcement Administration is considering use of liquid so as to then make a decision about an appropriate for the substance. As published, marijuana will remain a Schedule 1 substance. We are unaware of an available timeline for the reclassification process. Norman Rodriguez, one of the attorneys for Orson Ellerton, appeared on his behalf in the magistrate court Tuesday morning to receive full disclosure in relation to the accusation of rape against Ellerton. July 26th has been set as for the preliminary inquiry to determine if the matter will be traversed, that is, sent up to the High Court for trial. Rodriguez explained that they received this from the prosecution yesterday, and they will now work on submitting any objections they have.
When following this story, you will know that based on even if it's only rumors out in the public, you will note that there seems to be some weaknesses in this matter. That is that will provide us with a way to determine the grounds on which we will object. But we are not saying that is the case. We have to go by our client's instructions, and that is what we're doing.
Upon your last update, you guys had said that you had an interest in going to the station where the statements were recorded. Was that done, and is there anything you can say about that exercise?
Well, naturally, I won't say much about that, but attorney Orson Elrington is a trained attorney. He went alone. I was unable to because it's the Sabbath, God's Sabbath I was observing, so I didn't accompany him. He went and he got what he can from that, and we will see if it can be used in the actual objections and on the date if we're allowed to give oral submissions.
The alleged victim gave her statement against Brenton in January this year, and he was charged in March. He is currently on bail of $8,000. Formosa Cafe in Belmopan posted on Facebook on Monday that they had been victims of fraudulent bank transfer receipts. While the establishment didn't reveal how much the bill was, it did indicate that the culprit had been identified and that the matter was dealt with out of court, as the perpetrator's father had agreed to pay a sum of the outstanding bill and the remainder at a later date. We understand that the same woman had carried out the same scam at Wingstop and Chunsan, both in Belmopan, and that her bill totaled $6,000 at 3 restaurants. Reportedly, the woman was in police custody over the weekend, but was released after the father arranged with all 3 restaurants to repay his daughter's bills. Reportedly, the father well-off the resident. Formosa has since announced customers must make instant payments or enter their WhatsApp number when online payments are being made, so that the business receives a text confirmation of the transaction. As you would recall, recently there was a similar case of celebrity in Belize City being conned out of thousands of dollars as well. In that case, the woman traveled through the court system and was eventually turned into a meme. Indian Creek, one of the few Maya villages of Toledo where a majority of residents oppose communal land ownership. As such, it was no surprise yesterday that there was a protest in Belmont against the Maya Leaders Alliance and the Toledo Alcaldes Association in relation to the lawsuit regarding the removal by Attorney General of 2 alcaldes in the village in 2023. The demonstrators explained that last year, villagers applied to the AG's ministry for the alcalde and deputy alcalde to be removed. Villagers say they were unhappy with decisions the duo had made on their behalf without their knowledge. The Attorney General subsequently appointed an alcalde and deputy who were recommended by the village council. Yesterday, the residents demonstrated peacefully at the National Assembly building, asking that they be freed of outside interference. Here's village chairperson Ernest Chuck.
I brought the village of Indian Creek right here due to what is happening to the court last week. So I heard that MLA and the TA are saying that the village council is elected the alcalde by itself, but which is not so. So this is the message that I really want to send to Miss Christine and Mr. Pablo Miss and the TA. Leave Indian Creek alone. So we have to do whatever we want to do in our village. We don't want people come outside from different villages, so they don't have anything to say in our village. So that's all what I want to say to the MLAs.
Okay, so we have an next plan of action in case the government didn't hear you guys today. Will you have any other plan of action that you want to?
Well, if the government, so we still have to, we have to come to the government again. So we're not going to leave it like this if the government doesn't hear. So, but that's why we're here at the front of the National Assembly to about 2 hours. That was on the permit. So we just want to pass this message to the people of Belize and to the government also that they have to look into this. So we need assistance to the government. So we are tired with problems.
Donicio Sam, a resident of Indian Creek, says that they want the issue to be resolved as they only want peace in their community.
I think to my best of my ability, and I think we all, as a Belizean, as a resident of Indian Creek, we have all right to elect who we need to elect that can run our community better. This alcalde back and forth issue now has been creating a big chaos, creating a very big, huge problem in the community of Indian Creek. And it's not bringing peace, it's not bringing unity with the community, but what they're doing, they're separating, dividing our community. I mean, like, we deserve the best. We think we know who can run our community, not just 1 or 2 people. The majority of the village elected the village council and they elected the alcalde, who they think that can work for their community.
Okay. So now, let's hear the message that you and the rest of the villagers are sending out to the government, to the attorneys, to the MLA, to the TA.
All what we're here for is that we need to be left alone. It's been going on too much. I mean, like, we have younger kids, we have generation, we have future generation that we need them to have a positive attitude, a positive work together, work as a community together. We don't want nobody to be fighting with each other like we are right now. And we just need to be left alone. We don't want any MLA, we don't want no TA, we don't want anything that will distract our beautiful community of Indian Creek. I mean, Indian Creek people are very loved. They work so hard. I mean, we're not fighting for anything, but we need justice. We need justice. We need help. We need the government to intervene and try to assist us in everything possibly they can.
20-year-old mechanic Jaheim Fitzgibbon died as a result of gunshot injuries sustained in the St. Martin de Porres area off of Lacroix Boulevard in Belize City. He and his father, Nimrod Fitzgibbon, also a mechanic, were standing near a van they were fixing at around 7 p.m. when a gunman came off Giles Street and fired at them. Both were hit, but Jaheim succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. The Elections and Boundaries Department Tuesday announced the cutoff date for the Toledo East by-election slated for Wednesday, July 17th has passed. That deadline was Monday, June 10th. The Governor General, Froila Salam, has now issued the writ for the election, and the Chief Elections Officer has already named the returning officer and elections clerks for the poll. Nominations of candidates will be Tuesday, July 2nd. Candidates already announced as contesting the election are Dr. Osman Martinez for the People's United Party, Dennis Williams for the United Democratic Party, and Will Mejia for the Belize Progressive Party. And that story brings us to the end of this Wednesday morning newscast. Remember, there's more news on Creme FM at 10 a.m. During the morning queue, a news package at 12:30, a news brief at 3, and a full news package this evening at 5:15 p.m. Here on XTV, we will have a full news package for you this evening at 6 p.m. It is 7:08 a.m. and on this 19th June 2024, we will take a short break, but stay with us because when we get back, we get into this Wednesday morning edition of Creme FM and XTV's WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Babe, I'm going out to pay the water bill.
You don't need to go out. You could pay it from your phone. Look.
Babe, the credit card bill. I'll go pay it.
You can also pay it with your phone.
Babe,
Yes, love?
I need to go deposit the babysitter's pay.
You really want to go out, don't you? It's okay. I will make the transfer and you go play ball.
With Atlantic Bank Mobile, your personal banking experience is easier and more convenient. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Greetings and good morning. It's Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes time, and today is Wednesday, Juneteenth, Liberation Day for African descendants in the United States. 159 years ago, I'm Sister Maureen Coleman, joining Sister Katie Numi Usher via the internet. And it's a Wednesday morning. We're here on XTV, simulcasting on Creme Radio. And I don't know how you go. Morning, Katie Numi. I guess she's not there. Okay. You ready, Katie Numi?
Yes, sis. Good morning. Happy Juneteenth to you.
Morning. Liberation Day for African ancestresses and ancestors who 159 years ago in Texas. They were the last to be liberated. Belize was, our African ancestors and ancestors were liberated earlier, August 1st, 1838. And it's called Juneteenth because it was June 19th, 1865 that the African enslaved people in Texas finally got their liberation, like 2.5 years later, because I think maybe January 1st, 1863, I think was when the executive order was signed, if I'm not mistaken. My sister, you're the wear the African hairstyle. I love it. You're the represent.
It's a must, sis. It's a must. How are you? How is your being on this good day?
You're the glow. I'm good. You know how it is. We're the race to get to the studio. But give thanks for collective energy and patience to our listeners, viewers, those streaming online, Facebook, YouTube, IG, for on patience, on hanging there to where make sure on get on a dose of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. And the phone numbers are the number is 2805848 because on know that for on the time, right? Katie, tell me what are the vibes on the ground right now? What the weather like the Los
Angeles, California. All right. So I tell you what the phone they say. Can't go outside yet. But, according to the phone, according to the Lee weather up, well, it feels much cooler than town. It feels much cooler than Belize City. They said at 62 degrees right now.
but it feels cooler than that. Cloudy. What are you looking forward to? It's the first Belize Diaspora Summit. What are the excitement? What I didn't know until, make a calm down. What I didn't know until a few days ago, Mose has been doing these pre-interviews. And I knew that the lands department, I think they might have one team as much as 30 people on the ground. What I didn't know was that the immigration crew wanted it too. Now listen. That Thursday and Friday, that the 21st and 22nd, Katie Numi?
Right.
LAX Marriott.
22nd.
On the try to register.
The 20th, the 20th and 21st.
The 20th and the 21st.
So that, you got to that done the 19th without Wednesdays. So 20th and 21st.
Right. And I encourage Belizeans, especially the ones that I know that they're flying from all over the United States and was anywhere else around the world for the summit. Katie, why is this summit a big deal? I know to feel the vibes from the ground from Belizeans, I really know to feel it. But why we need to care about this summit? I know XTV should be broadcasting, I don't know if that the whole summit or portions of it. Why should Belizeans care about this summit? Because we're like, we are the diaspora, so why should we care? Us at home.
Right. Definitely, I think, and this is something that you know very well, as you always say, you're one Belizean diaspora, and you know, the begin at the art world, right? But the thing is, I think when it comes to being a Belizean, a huge part of the Belizean experience, and you know that the same for a lot of Caribbean people, as I'm in the plane, I'm going to read this book where must say I can't see it, kind of blur the background, but the book is called A Darker Wilderness, Black Nature Writing from Soil to Stars. And the reason why I think Boyo, because the man said, well, not the man said, this person that was essay Naima Pennyman, and basically he talk about how African people never have ammunition, but they use the agricultural tools, they use knowledge of the forest, and that how them liberate themselves. And he used the example of Haiti as the first, in 1757. I never know about that revolution, and that one with Francois Macandal, that one may inspire the one with Dottie Bookman and Cecile Fatima. So the reason why I think about you is because you have always been telling us for years. I've watched your show, Prem Sunday Review. I've had the pleasure of being on your show, but you have always been sharing that with our community. So anything will happen with Black people anywhere in the world, and you have done I have to congratulate you for that. You've done a very good job of consistently saying that something when it happened in Haiti have everything to do with the beliefs, right? Something when it happened in Ghana have everything to do with what it happened to the beliefs, and anywhere else. But what to me is special about a diaspora summit is it's an opportunity I feel for us as Belizeans to tap back in with the family. Not just in our sense, that they're out there, right? Or that maybe they come visit sometimes, or maybe we have a relationship where, you're doing lead transactions down here, the lands and, they're paid in water, paid in light, monitor the house and so. But I think it's an opportunity for us to reconnect. You have been saying, and I think this year has shown where the only option oppressed people have all over the world is solidarity. So when it might sound our diaspora summit, but to me, that one Belize summit, it's an opportunity to make we tap back in with Belizeans, whether anywhere, At this time, we're in the US, but it'd be nice to make we could do summits wherever we have a Belizean diaspora, right? And so that our people could connect with us, because, I mean, you got the receipts, you have the track record to speak about it, because you've been sharing this, and I thank you for, I think a lot of time we don't get a sense, or we don't understand the importance of it because it might seem so far away. But definitely, as we deal with, genocides around the world, whether that's the Sudan, the Tigray, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Gaza specifically, but the entire occupied Palestine. And then when it happened in Haiti, we've seen how Kenya just, have Kenya to get all kind of sweets from the U.S. government. So I think now more than ever, we have to understand that we have to do that for one another, right? It's very important. And also understanding that we the people where we live genocides where we witness now, but ancestrally we've suffered genocides, right? So that they in our DNA, it's a trauma that's attached to our DNA. So when we see these things, for a lot of people, it's re-traumatizing them and reopening those traumas that we've had to live. And a lot of time that information is kept from us, hidden behind archives, or just not taught in the school systems. So I think basically, to me, what's exciting to me is that I think we could have this opportunity to make we connect back with one another. Maybe we fall out of love with one another. That happens a lot of times, but this at the time for make we strengthen those ties.
Thank you, Katie Numi, and for recognizing the work that I lead on behalf of United Black Association for Development, Educational Foundation, UEF, and our African ancestresses, ancestors, those of us alive and the one that were upon the way. One of the things that I want here at the summit, as a person who lived undocumented for 18 years in the United States and was eventually deported, is that I wanted to hear more, because I don't know the numbers of people who are undocumented versus people who are documented in the United States from Belize. And one of the stressors is if you're undocumented, and life they get harder for undocumented immigrants in the United States. Then they do everything they could. Already have stress in your life for stress you out even more. Most people would never leave their communities, their families, their countries. If first world countries like the United States never come in at people, land and territories and create havoc and continue to create havoc, to make people have to left. That's the primary reason why people are left, because life is unbearable. They can't make it. So I'm really concerned for the undocumented Belizeans in the United States specifically, and there are a number of initiatives. I don't know enough about the inner details, but I hear like there's this thing called Real ID. I don't know if you've heard about it, Katie Numi. And if anybody want to listen, know more about it, then you can call with the number at 280-5848. I believe it's in May of 2025 that it should be rolled out in the United States. It should have been rolled out before, based on the limited research I've done, but because of COVID, it never get rolled out. But this is one of the things that what concern me, right? So for a number of people undocumented, we are fine job, they do construction, if they are pay way under the table, if we are take care of European people, children, elder European people, whatever, right? And that includes that we could travel from state to state. Now that's because living in the United States, you need an ID. And I entered undocumented in the late 80s. So you could just go to Department of Motor Vehicles and get one national ID for the state where they or one driver's license. And that opened doors for you. Now with the real ID, to my understanding, when you go in, and I think that since 911 they said and they looked upon it, because anyone could get an ID from a state and they don't know if you're documented, they don't know what your intentions are, so then they use it as a kind of security measure. So now when you go to DMV, get one real ID or one ID card or one driver's license, you will have to show official documentation for being in that state. It could be that you have one visa for the day, your green card in a process, your residency card in a process, your citizenship papers in a process. It could be your bond at the United States, that you will have official documentation to say, I eligible for this ID, whereas before they normally ask for any kind of official papers. So if you want the real ID, right? Now, this is why the real ID is important, because without the real ID, there are three things you will not be able to do as of May 2025. You will not be able to go into federal buildings. So you're like, I don't need to go in a federal building. I do believe DMV is a federal building. You won't be able to go in courthouses. Not everybody needs to go in a courthouses, but the part will get my attention. You can no longer travel from state to state. That can put on comp on a lot of immigrants. So we need to pay attention to this Real ID project. There was something else I saw, I can't remember the details of it, but it has to do, I think it's called IRA. I don't know if they don't allow it past, must have been 19 something. But you know how we just, what's the weather here, all right? If you're married to an American, you're eligible for being a U.S. citizen. If you have one child, then the tighten, so it's not as simple as that anymore. So that's another concern for me. And here, it's like for me, Numi, I never, like, you have to go through the back during waves. And like you never hear it for a while. Then, as I say, that the past maybe 5 years, you hear another wave. But now they lock up the amount of people who could enter the border, Mexico-US border, based on amnesty reasons. So that's a concern for me for undocumented Belizeans, like where, like there needs to be, if not, and I know after the summit they will have, I hope, some meaningful follow-up. But for me, like that's number one, because if the opportunity to stay there is under constant threat, then you could be diaspora and they're not a joke, they still deport people. So I really concerned, and so I set up to say, I find also immigration on God team on the ground. And then when you're undocumented, you answer. You don't know who for trust. You don't know how to move. You don't want to get on nobody's radar. If you don't want to get on the radar already, so you just like hold tight and hope, say, you could go along. But people immigration status, that were critical concern, especially for undocumented immigrants. And then you have people that lived there for years, 20, 30, 40 years, and never regularized their immigration status. Oh no. That's ancestry.
And say, and I just want to make people know, because one common thing I hear, right, especially when people are unable to visit Belize for the passing of a relative, how you did that state so long, I know fix yourself. I just want to remind you, that immigration process is one, not easy, and two, not cheap, right? So I would have never criticized somebody for not have regularized their migratory status. We need to understand that there are levels to things. Like I'm glad that you have mentioned this thing. I will start to watch it now specifically. because it will put a lot of people in a very precarious positions. Some people, even as it is now, have to travel state to state for work. So if they're unable to do that as of May 7th, according to their website, as of May 7th, 2025, if they're unable to do that, then that affects their ability to earn an income and to take care of themselves. So even if it doesn't affect me, we know that a lot of Belizeans send remittances home. I'm a beneficiary of that, right? I have relatives who assist me from here. But that said, even if they're not to send remittances home, it's important to us that we have people who livelihood will get threatened, like you said, because if their status can be, if it becomes even more precarious, because living undocumented, that's a reality. We have to think about it. There are our sisters and brothers, and we have to be there for them and see how we could protect and assist. So definitely, thanks very much for put that on my radar, because that's something we'll definitely have to look into. Indeed.
I know I'm break the command.
And I don't know what would be the Belize immigration, how they could assist. I don't know, without the, like you said, without the cause alarm or bring unnecessary spotlight or attention, no? So maybe that's something where it definitely needs to be given specific attention, for sure.
Thanks, Katie Numi. I know we have one break to come up, and we're going to break right now. But that's why I said to people, Belizeans, I find, are very intolerant of immigrants, and I could understand. But I said today, when you say how to treat the immigrants, the right so a lot of we get treated when we go to other countries like the United States. The immigrants reality that Belize, that for we immigrants, that for we reality when we go to foreign. Then people left from country when they make the money where we make here, where we don't accept. That is same way when we go, for example, to the United States. So I want to try for me. I want to know a lot of way like Ladriban said, send me this, send me that. We like there's a real.
That's our favorite song. We love that song. Though. We know why.
There's a real connection with our sisters and brothers. I mean, we look
Air Force ones. We love that song. Though.
Right. So I think especially the immigration might want to create one campaign for distill fear, make people not afraid for reach out to them and find out. Oftentimes we don't know the process, but anyways, we over time for break. I want to remember for Carl until we come back here. The number at 2805848. It's Juneteenth, African Liberation Day, celebrating the freedom of our enslaved African sisters and brothers in Texas, specifically 159 years ago. Break time.
What are your 2 cents? What are your favorite Belizean pastry?
My favorite Belizean pastry is the potato pong.
That's your 2 cents?
That's my 2 cents.
All right.
My favorite Belizean pastry, the coconut tart. And I have another favorite, fudge, because that's very easy to make, and you can make it in the comfort of your own home, even if you just have like a tabletop stove.
All right.
What you say?
Favorite Belizean pastry?
Favorite Belizean pastry is bread pudding, but my style, the full rich bread pudding. That's my one for my mom. Thank you.
Can't get dog.
Jam roll.
Yeah, right. He says that. Yeah, what your favorite Belizean pastry?
Chocolate cake.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brother Sabet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan.
Babe, I'm going out to pay the water bill.
You don't need to go out. You could pay it from your phone. Look.
Babe, the credit card bill. I'll go pay it.
You can also pay it with your phone.
Babe,
Yes, love?
I need to go deposit the babysitter's pay.
You really want to go out, don't you? It's okay. I will make the transfer and you go play ball.
With Atlantic Bank Mobile, your personal banking experience is easier and more convenient. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Belizeans all around the planet Earth, this is a roll call. A roll call for all Belizeans living abroad. In a world that is becoming more uncertain and unstable, children and descendants of the Belizean soil must find common ground and align. Mark the date and make your plans. June 19th to June 22nd, 2024 at the Marriott Airport Hotel, Los Angeles, California. It's the historic first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. This summit will feature panel discussions featuring leading diaspora leaders and achievers. The Belize America Chamber of Commerce will host its annual business forum. There is a special delegation from the Ministry of Natural Resources to facilitate land queries for those in the diaspora, and a grand gala event to cap the Belize Diaspora Summit 2024. For registration and for more details, email info@BelizeDiasporaSummit.com or BIF2024 California.eventbrite.com.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI.
that it will be expanding parole in place PIP to allow undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens to apply for legal permanent residency. So if I were that foreign, I mean, I'd be one of people, right? So it's a lot of information, and that's why I feel the immigration department really needs to work with maybe a credible immigration attorney or attorneys in the United States who could be Belizean people, so that the more I will phone another ring 2805848. And I notice I phone a time. Me I can't even make a whole conversation, but on a call, man.
Yeah, it was a special long talk if that, but we would love to hear you instead, right?
Yes,
because,
yes.
as you said, thank you for saying, this space is for you. You know, I think one of the most democratic things is the ability to have a call-in morning talk show where you're allowed to express your opinions. We might not always agree with you, but we still want to hear from you. So, and I know you're early. I know, I know we're still in a graduation season. I've neglected to tell all the graduates, congratulations, I'm proud of you. And whatever down the journey, whether you do tech school, whether you do academic education, I'm proud of you, right? If you do a new nail tech, if you do a new stylist, I'm proud of you, and I want to congratulate you for them big, big moves on the door. But definitely, please join me in this conversation. It's very important. I share your sentiments. I'm hoping that the immigration department joins in, because this way you send me this link and they try to read it during the break. That's scary.
It is. I'm glad.
And this is our reality. This is our reality for a lot of our a lot of our Belizean people, right? Is that you know how I feel. To me, as far as when it comes to the carceral system, and I've been criticized for it, but I don't agree with it, because I feel like it's a machine where churn and spit out oppressed people predominantly. It's not always about being guilty. It's about how susceptible you are to the carceral system, right? And a lot of oppressed communities far more vulnerable than others. So I'm hoping that our immigration department can find a way to reach out to protect our citizens wherever they are, right? Like I said, for me, you're a Belizean to me. Wherever you're there, you're a Belizean to me. If you could born in Japan, your parents or grandparents are Belizean, I claim you, and I think that we have seen, like I said, your youth, these two actresses are just, again, congratulations to them on their Tonys. That's a different athletes, they don't have, I mean, with Josiah Mose, they weren't born here, but they have this deep connection to Belize. And like you said, you go to a lot of homes of migrant families, and you feel like you did at a yard, whether the original yard or Iranian yard or a Jamaican yard or a Haitian yard, a Belizean yard. You step in a house and you feel like you're there on whichever street, right? In any of these towns or communities in these cities. So it's very important that we address, these issues, because I think that more and more okay. So Wilma here says he's calling, but the phone on the ring, so I don't know if maybe we could check sometime Lee while
Good morning.
Jump out at the phone jack. So I'm not sure if that's the issue that we have.
Okay, so we have somebody on the line. Good morning.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. This is Sister Good morning, and I'm not used to the phone yet. But thank you for being patient.
I thought you was in Los Angeles. Are you in Los Angeles?
No, we're not in Los Angeles. I'm in Belize. Belize City, back at the zinc fence.
Okay. I hear you talking about the summit over on Century Boulevard Thursday. Okay, I was calling to talk about the real ID, right? Because about 3 years ago, when I went to go redo my ID, they put a star on it, right? The circle on it and everything. So, I had it for about a whole year. And everybody's asking me, why do you got a star on your ID? I don't have a star on my ID. I said, I don't know. So I went to DMV. They told me, because I'm American, I got my U.S. citizenship with everything. So people with green cards really can't get a real ID. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like a certified U.S. citizen to get this real ID, And with this real ID, you could travel out. If you don't have it, you can't travel on domestic flights. So, yes. That real ID is just trying to weed out everybody out here. Immigration is another way of trying to weed out everybody. See who's in the country and everything, because everybody got to go renew the ID by the end of the year to get that real ID. And it's going to cause a lot of deportation and everything. Another thing too, with Belizeans that they're not aware of too, right? When they get their green cards, you know, sometimes a lot of Belizeans get convicted of possession of sales, possession of marijuana or cocaine, and do 6 months. And they get out of jail and they get their green card, and they go back home 20 years after they served their time. And when they come back to Houston, the airport, and they go check your background and everything, see that you got possession of sales on your record, you know, you get deported. It happens to a lot of Belizeans every year going back. That's a stipulation that's in the immigration law that people really don't really look at. It's one of the convictions you can't have on your record if you want to file for U.S. citizenship or a green card is having possession of sales on your record. That's a no-no here in America. Yeah. But that real ID thing is going to be a problem for a lot of people next year. It's going to be pick up and weed out everybody out of the country, slowly but surely.
Brother, I really, really value you calling in this morning and sharing, especially about that little red star, because that's one of the markers of the real ID. I think that the top right corner of the ID or driver's license, it has this red star. And then for also sharing the process of, because see, it's for lack of knowledge. The more knowledge we have, the more empowered we feel, and we know how to move without fear. But when you don't have the knowledge, like when I first get there in 80 something, every time I hear one side, I think that it call for me. Your body in a constant stress. And so I appreciate you sharing what can impact your eligibility for permanent residency, what we call green card, the card not green no more. And you have to have permanent residency before you can apply for your citizenship. And like Katie Numi reminds us, it's a costly process. If at the time when I was deported, we had a 2-income family when I came home. If at the time we could have afforded to pay for an immigration attorney, I may have had a better chance to be back in the United States. But we couldn't. And so, you know, life is what it is. I don't vex. I'm sure my family may feel differently, but I give thanks at home for the work I do. And it impacts families. Families are torn apart, trauma, destroyed. I mean, this is a serious, I mean, you're traumatized when you left your family for go. You're traumatized when they deport you back home. And oftentimes these people of color, they take the color and they treat the European very differently sometimes.
Yeah.
Are you going to the summit, brother? Are you going to the diaspora summit?
Yeah, I'll probably go Saturday. I'm gonna play on the LA Friday night, so I'll probably go down. I know where it's at on Century and everything, so I'll probably go down there and show my face. You know.
All right. Well, I appreciate you saying that, because you always support me. It'd be good to see you.
I like the way you express yourself as a black sister and everything. Keep the faith going. Do what you gotta do. It's gonna be haters out there. What you do. People don't like blackness, so they don't like people hearing about blackness. You know, on this radio station. So keep the peace, sister. Yeah. I'm out.
One love, brother. Thanks. Guidance.
Man, always good to hear. Like you say, you see, they're not things, they're simple things, the marker on the ID, I never know about that. They're not things where you have to know. And I really thank you for bringing that to our attention. That's something we definitely have to say, how we could support our Belizeans abroad, because that to me, that is sounding like a huge problem. Limiting people travel, what they're able to do from one state to the next. That would be very detrimental to many, you know.
We'll call again, brother. Sorry. What happened?
Will is on?
It do happen, but I don't know. Well, if I can't get you, call my cell phone. I want to put you up on the air through my cell phone, but you know you got direct access, brother. That way, solidarity people from PGTV and other community media houses.
I think we're hot for Will soon, because, you know, that by-election set for the 17th of the next month.
Yeah, I tell you, I got two brother, what a politician. I just try to think about it. Anytime I think about it, I think I think about it as politician, it don't go good. It don't go good. Can't it's good as politician. But if I think that it has my brother, they start a fighting chance with me. And so going back to the immigration status with the PIP, right?
Parole. And for those who just tuning in, Yaya just informed us that, and she shared the link that PIP is parole in place, right? And there's the website where you could read exactly what it's talking about.
Right, and the more knowledge we have as undocumented Belizeans in the United States, the better choices we can make. And some of these choices have deadlines. So you need to get in front of it. So the Belize Immigration Department have a responsibility to be knowledgeable, and so that there could be a space where Belizeans could call a number, or there's a website where you can look for information, or if there are Belizeans who are retired and immigration attorneys who can help, because money is a big factor, and the cost of living will go up. Job not doubled like it was doubled before. Life harder in the United States. Regardless of what social media they tell you, one lot of way they take lick the foreign. Like real. Right. Some people is suffer more than them in the whole, you know. But then prefer to stay out there. Right. And this is another what just happened. This been they happen.
And for many reasons, you know, resources are different. But definitely, like you said, and especially with AI, artificial intelligence threatening a lot of industries. You know, a lot of people now are having to compete with AI, and a lot of companies that go with AI. I saw this news.
Good morning, WB. Thanks for calling.
Media houses have will that?
Yes. Thank you for calling back. Even though the signal me for break, got you will. Tell you.
Yeah, no, I just want to mention that, you know, a couple of days ago, I gone back in villages like Usher and Dolores, Corazon. And the villages don't have access to internet, which means that people don't know a lot that's happening back there, because today a lot of people use the internet as a means of communication. But I just want to bring to the Belizean public that those villages perished during the fires. And even me, who live right in PG, was surprised to go back there days after the fire and found out that there was so much destruction. Sure, like Colombia, San Miguel, and the villages who have access to internet get a lot of airtime, because they could have sent out their videos to the media houses and things like that, right? And they are closer to PG. But I just want to say how those villages in the back there, they are suffering right now, and they are appealing to the government to reach out to the back and try and bring some help to them. Like in the village of, I mean, most Belizeans don't even know that trading of copal sap is a big thing, right? Copal is one of the trees that that different ethnic groups use in their ceremonies, and apparently it's a big thing in Guatemala. So they trade a lot, and the fires destroy a lot of their trees. So lots of their incomes has just decreased by like 100%, you know. So I just want to throw that out there and bring that to the attention of the public, that the villages without internet, you know, suffer a lot more. I mean, and you know, this is an opportunity to raise again, to appeal to the government to bring internet to those communities. And internet can get to those communities. It's just because it's probably not as profitable as the other communities, but right now it's about reaching out to these people and not forgetting them. So, you know, I'm appealing to the government to make it possible that these people have internet in all those communities, especially in south of PG, you know.
Well, I reach out for this call. I mean, you know, I reach out to my brother and the work we do. But my first question is, isn't this why they have a Maya organization to look out for the interests of Maya people? If you make other news, I never hear it. But this, Katie, Numi, you hear this before? That people in those more rural Maya communities, their stories are not being told of how the fire has impacted their lives, and to keep on the front burner how important internet access is for them. You know, I agree with that the purpose of these organizations is to advocate in the interests of the people what they represent?
Yeah, well, I totally agree with you. You know, I don't know what's going on with those organizations there, but I totally agree with you that you would think that this would be something that they would be highlighting. You know, I gone back there. I mean, I tell you, one of the reasons why I ended up to go back there, because back there not easy to get. But I am campaigning, you know, as you know, for the Toledo East candidacy, and that's one of the things that I find throughout my campaign. And that's one of the reasons why I stay in politics too, because it gets me around, get me out and about, and I like going to these areas, and, you know, it's a good time to go back there. But I mean, it's not only during campaign time I go back there, but that was the reason I was back there campaigning. And that was when I heard about all of this that's going on in the area, you know.
Respect, Will. And you know what I get credit for Katie Numi? Because you know you can't campaign for XTV. But it's very creative. It's creative, you know, creative in a journalist. It's creative in a reporting.
You know, and one of the things too, like, you know, I never, like, just to show that I'm not, like, selfish in that way. That,
I catch
I never
that too.
have to
I
bring
catch that
it
just
out.
now.
No.
Yes.
Because
That's true,
government
that's
was trying to use that to their advantage. She will say, oh, we're going to help on the vote for it, right? Which is, but us waiting until after the election, you know.
Respect, Will.
So, I mean,
Indeed.
I could have just say, okay, well, I'm not something I'm going back there to try to get help myself so I get them vote.
Right.
No, it's about the people and about the community. It's not about the votes. It's about what we as a country could do for our communities in the back there, you know.
Big respect, Will, my here. Thanks for the call and for keep calling till I get away.
Yes. I appreciate you.
Cool. Have a great day, ladies.
One love. Sisters. One love, brother. We have to go to break now, though. Katie Numi, stay tuned. Katie Numi, the giant, Katie Numi Usher, is joining us from Los Angeles, California. She's there for the Belize Diaspora Summit at LAX Marriott, starting tonight with the mingle, the mixer, they call it. You know how you go. I'm going to try to find a way there. Break time.
Power on with confidence. Design Depot brings you an attractive selection of GE appliances, including microwaves, washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, countertop appliances, and more. We understand the importance of appliances that not only endure, but also excel in performance. As your trusted GE USA authorized dealer, we stand for reliability and performance, ensuring that you can power on with confidence. Visit us today and power on with efficient, reliable, and energy-saving solutions with GE appliances from Design Depot.
Design Depot, all in one place.
Belizeans all around the planet Earth, this is a roll call for all Belizeans living abroad. In a world that is becoming more uncertain and unstable, children and descendants of the Belizean soil must find common ground and align. Mark the date and make your plans. June 19th to June 22nd, 2024 at the Marriott Airport Hotel, Los Angeles, California. It's the historic first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. This summit will feature panel discussions featuring leading diaspora leaders and achievers. The Belize America Chamber of Commerce will host its annual business forum. There is a special delegation from the Ministry of Natural Resources to facilitate land queries for those in the diaspora, and a grand gala event to cap the Belize Diaspora Summit 2024. For registration and for more details, email info@BelizeDiasporaSummit.com or BIF 2024 California.eventbrite.com.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
In a world driven by technology, the Digi Scholarship Program opens doors to endless possibilities. Welcome to the Digi Scholarship Program, where dreams meet innovation and knowledge transforms into action.
I'm Shelly Nicole, and being a recipient of the Digi Scholarship Program has helped me do my best throughout the 4 years of high school. I felt that the financial burden on my family was at ease with one less bill to pay and one to worry about. Of course, this scholarship held expectations for me, but that never weighed me down. If anything, it made me work harder to show my true potential. The support from the Digi Scholarship Program not only relieved financial strain, but also instilled a sense of responsibility and determination in me to further excel academically. As I prepare to graduate, I am grateful for the opportunities this scholarship has provided, and I'm eager to continue striving for success in the future.
Join the Digi Scholarship Program today and embark on a journey of empowerment, education, and excellence. Visit our website to learn more about how you can be a part of this life-changing opportunity. Apply now and unlock your potential with Digi. Digi, our national telecom.
When you get your prescription, what are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore. Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore. Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. XTV talk show Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9. We're only late this morning, but don't worry about nothing. I'm going to go to YouTube, XTV Belize, Wake Up Belize Morning Show, Facebook, XTV Belize, live streaming. We're simulcasting on Crum Radio. We have IG Spaces. Numi Usher joining us from Los Angeles, California. It is out there for, Numi is a celebrity. Numi, so what are you doing out there?
Sorry?
I'm not hearing you. Mike, not hearing. I can't hear you. We're not hearing you.
I had a question. You can hear me now good?
I'm not hearing you.
Okay. I use Mali your wave buds or whatever. So no, still can't hear me.
Nuri?
Yes, sis, I could hear you, but you're saying you can't hear me, no?
That's how long I don't do this live business that I didn't recognize when I got in my earpiece. You know, my good sister from Kim Graham go send me tea for me. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Lennox. I tell you, no.
Oh, man.
Living in community is so... I can't make it if I don't have community. Like, we meet each other, whether they're borders or not. So I rush down here and I drink my tea. And I don't usually drink tea, but when I come find the baby, I want my tea from Kim Graham and go from Mahogany Street. So, you know, my brother, John, lay up for a while from an injury he had. And I hope you feel better, John. So Lennox jump on the bike and nothing but love. Mahogany Street people, Kim Graham, and nothing but love. My graduates, there were a whole bunch, and Egypt, after any oldest daughter graduate from Gwenlays with honors. Big up Egypt. Zodi Morales graduated from Palote. And when you're studying Egypt, I'm a prom queen. They win, they got a prom, Zodi and Egypt. I have done the Placencia. Lucas Young graduated from Georgetown Vocational High School. And Lucas is Kara's only nephew. And then I have Lucas' Lee brother Darius, he graduated this Sunday from Peninsula International Academy Pia. For all the people, and I did tell Lucas this happened to me. And I know that one time a celebration, that one time a victory. But you know how a lot of children feel when they get pushed out of school. We fail and never graduate. Yo, we don't have no, like, then people don't get no time, you know, people don't know why people don't graduate, why they get put, like, what that do to you at a young age.
Right.
And it's rough.
No,
I just want to think about it, people like that happened to me more than one time in my life. I fail.
Yeah,
First farm, I fail. I don't graduate from high school. I will tell somebody yesterday from bus at 17 and a house arrest.
And you know, like you said,
this college, as I buck the system. I just think about people have different realities at this time of the year and just, you know, be sensitive to it.
Go to the next level of school or
another
job. So I just
want
to ask community, right? Because like you said, community is very important. I know sometimes we're shamefaced to ask for help, but please ask for help. But also to a community, if you see one child where you could support, right? Please go to the parents or go to the high school and see how, or go to the primary school and see, because that we will help one another out of this, you know. Again, I just want to mention, like, it is so amazing that I'm going to read this essay, you know, as when we go to Juneteenth. But when you hear about the community work where Haitians do to become the first Black independent country in this region, or what people want to call the New World, because, you know, they're white Europeans like name things. It's a phenomenal story, right? Blood, sweat, and tears. But like you said, a lot of it, I mean, because of community work, trusting community work, and trust the guidance that, you know, the resources now get put there. A lot of times obstacles will get put in your way, and that's why we have to latch on to one another in a community way. We have to understand that we have to be in solidarity. We don't have a choice at this point. We never did have a choice. But right now, with the challenges we face currently, we have to understand that we have to work in community. That's the only way we get things done.
Respect, Katie Numi. We cannot stress, and you know, I think we just not conscious of it sometimes because we naturally live in community. We could not survive if we're not in community. And one of the characteristics where I like about community, that's why I really like Southside really sitting at my heart. And I know we have impoverished communities for the north side, but Southside raised me. But one of the things that trip me up about Southside, right? It could be late the morning, late the night or early the morning. You think send nobody know the boat. But people that watch you, well, you don't know that they watch you and they know business.
Listen, for you business, that for me business, because I think a lot of times, and you know, this is something that happens globally with oppressed communities, more specifically African communities all over the continent and the diaspora, they watch we, right? They surveil we, not for assist we, but a lot of times to see how we could fall into the carceral system trap, how we could fall into, fall afoul of the law, so we could drop in at the carceral system trap. So it's very important that we be in community with one another, because they watch we. You understand? So we have to look out for ourselves. That's very important, critical.
Oh, I'm there at Belmopan yesterday. One of my niece, Jamila, Usher turned 16 yesterday and got party Sunday and I can't make it Saturday 22nd. But one of the things I want to talk about, in community, there are financial scam with Ghana and a Belmopan with somebody with a bag of money data, was scam at Mose Coffee House, Wingstop, and but near no call Katie Numi.
No need no call because they say this, that's how it works. We had this problem last year when the company down south, right? I try to remember the name. The name will come to me eventually, right? But they had that trailer load of undersized conks, and we not see nobody face. We never one day. But when we have our small fishers, with the take out thing before time, which I want to encourage the fishers, because we're still in a fisher folk month. Left the thing that make them grow. And even if you see other people do it, not because they do it, you do it. We understand things hard right now. We're all aware of the financial constraints. So everybody they experience. But we have to give nature our time to make nature could do her thing. Right? But I like that you bring that up because when there are wealthy people or people who are, of a certain upper crust, the elite, no name, no recall, no picture, because the next young lady, when we get in a trouble with celebrity, her picture, in fact, like what they say in the news, she became a meme, as in to say her image has been replicated and repeated so many times over and over. So even in our legal system, we start to see where we're not all the same, right? No, we're not equal, because how you deal with some than how you deal with the other. If you could afford wealthy people anonymity because you protect them, because you don't want an image out there, I don't want these people to understand, and the media, because remember, you get images from these police department or whoever else, to make them be mindful that if you could afford anonymity to one, why you can't afford anonymity to that. I mean, we all know the reason why, but it really don't look good.
One of the things that I want to explore, Katie Numi, is it that the person or the entity that was violated make a report and then they could follow through and release name and number, but in this case, if all three of the entities, because I think Formosa posted on his social media, but if all three of the entities did not make a report, then the police department could say, yo, we can't release nobody's name or picture because they never make no report to it. I know that our community conversation, but we don't know about it. So then we have to look upon the entities, because I try to be fair, we have to look upon the three entities to say, why, but say that all bag of money people, so I tell people look after for their interests. So when African people racialize black people, they look after for we interests. This is one example where bag of money people, Wingstop, Formosa, and I forget the other place where get touched. Yeah, 6,000 I say in the report, Belize dollars. Wow. I call them the predatory class. People call it elite or wealthy. I call them the predatory class. But they're all in a bag of money people, no?
Well,
it is reported
I think when we say elite, because we the full name, right? They're elite predators.
Right. So they run up on money.
We're well aware of how they move and what they're into.
the father gone and say, hold up, make way. No, but the police had her. Because I think I read that she was detained, I think, over the weekend. And then gave the father, so then for the fact that and then they said to media workers, on a whole, the Belize police department accountable, at least let it be on the record, so then come forward and ask the questions, so they have to respond and say, okay, this that will happen, so we could know that who really facilitate the predatory class, so that they could have one different treatment and for we people, especially African descendants, racialized as black people, when they get a problem with the law. I mean, in Ghana, sisters are meme. I mean, the impact on a sister, mental being, a family. I mean, it's a sister that the crime respect is due, but come on. Make it be fair to everybody else.
Right. See, another thing, I not condone anything, people that try hard, not everybody, because a lot of wealthy people, the whole reason why they're wealthy is because they're hoarding during a whole pandemic. And then they oppress. The whole reason why rich people exist is because poverty is created. You understand? So, but my thing is the way how to treat people. If a poor person or underserved kind of like a poor person, Captain Power not poor, the spirit not poor, you got spirit, so you got will. But we're underserved or under-resourced person, right? If they commit a crime or are accused of committing a crime or fall afoul of the law, we are quick to put picture, put face, call name, all kind of things, knowing full well what will be the consequences, because this is the thing, right? Once your image and name is out there, one thing we have to get back their reputation. And we know that a lot of times, as loving as we are as Belizean people, we are forgiving with certain things, right? All of we act like nobody make mistake, we've all been perfect, and so one wrong thing we do and you'll never live that down, and I don't think it's fair. So when we allow anonymity to these wealthy people, then we allow them to do whatever is done without the consequence of have to have their image and their name out there. So my thing is, if UNO they show that UNO are able to do that with a certain class of people, then you've shown that you can do that with any class of people. And then to me, it really, really looked wrong when UNO make sure that, because I mean, I watch the pictures of the fishermen all the time, and how they zoom in and they slow down, make sure, or people who are arrested and taken to the magistrate court, or when they go to Kobe, come back from Kobe. A lot of attention is paid on, getting the face, getting the image of these people. And we know how social media go. Once you put something on in social media, it take on a life of its own. It don't belong to you and you can't control the image. It just goes and goes. In the case of that young woman, it became a meme. So I really want us to be, and I'm glad that you say it, we have to hold ourselves accountable even as media workers. And definitely, if we could afford, come on, all of we make mistakes, right? And I don't condone anything with the food, please. And I want nobody pick from this conversation and say, okay, to say, all right, to make a scam the place then, right? What I am saying is, it's just like how, we free up with certain people's image. I watch how on a very closed off with other people's image or name. And we've had other cases with this. I remember, right now, this case with this attorney, when the thing first happened, the name wasn't allowed, the name wasn't put out there, and then a mother called on the same show and said that, what had happened with her, I think her grandson, when he was accused, immediately name released and he was taken up. So we start to see that there are differences in how to treat people. Now, I know to defend nobody for their wrongdoing. I'm just trying to say that the way we treat people based on their positionality in a class, right? Whether they're now wealthy people, whether they're people come from under resource families, well, generational. Imagine that, and as I tell you, I had to read this book, and this book really rocked my world. But imagine that, the example, I like to use Haiti as an example. These white French people displaced people from the African continent, put them in a different environment than when they used to, different geography than when they used to, disallow them from practice their spirituality, speak their language, make their art, all kind of things. So while they were extracting from them mentally, they also extract from them physically. When that happened, France was able to amass an obscene amount of wealth. And you have white French people who around today were still connected to their kind of enslavement and plantation enslavement colonization when it happened in Haiti and other previously French colonies in the Caribbean. Right now, because a lot of times we don't see how it connect to us, but we have Barbados as many people, that's how I see it too, the head of the CARICOM. The other day they look for buy property from the grandson of a former enslaver so that they could house people in Barbados. Man, them people don't get a reparations check, man. When they had emancipation in the Caribbean between 1834 and 1838, then people free up because they're done with the thief, they make money, right? And that's why I like how you call them predatory. They make money for free. You understand? They got labor for free. They never pay no tax on it, still not pay no tax. Right? So we have to understand how these things go way, way back and then come forward. And then how now we treat people like with respect and deference kind of rich, but I want to start to question yourself, why they rich, how they get rich, where their money come from? Ask them what I work there.
Respecting them if we bring it full circle, that the past always connected to the present and the future. We have to take one quick break and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Babe, I'm going out to pay the water bill.
You don't need to go out. You could pay it from your phone. Look.
Babe, the credit card bill. I'll go pay it.
You can also pay it with your phone.
Babe,
Yes, love?
I need to go deposit the babysitter's pay.
You really want to go out, don't you? It's okay. I will make the transfer and you go play ball.
With Atlantic Bank Mobile, your personal banking experience is easier and more convenient. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belizeans all around the planet Earth, this is a roll call. A roll call for all Belizeans living abroad. In a world that is becoming more uncertain and unstable, children and descendants of the Belizean soil must find common ground and align. Mark the date and make your plans. June 19th to June 22nd, 2024 at the Marriott Airport Hotel, Los Angeles, California. It's the historic first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. This summit will feature panel discussions featuring leading diaspora leaders and achievers. The Belize America Chamber of Commerce will host its annual business forum. There is a special delegation from the Ministry of Natural Resources to facilitate land queries for those in the diaspora, and a grand gala event to cap the Belize Diaspora Summit 2024. For registration and for more details, email info@BelizeDiasporaSummit.com or BIF 2024 California.eventbrite.com.
Belize! Dara is doing it big again. It's on
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Wednesday, June 19, 2024. We have another about 20 minutes of the show. We have Sister Numi, Usher joining us by Zoom from Los Angeles. Numi, another concern I have as someone who was deported from the United States are Belizeans who may be in the pipeline to be deported. People oftentimes not think about them, nor reach out to them for see what support they need. And then there really needs to be, it's unfair for people whether they commit the crime or not in the United States, they spend their time. That when certain one away, when we come back to the United States, come back to Belize, we didn't have to go to a police station and sign in every week for air. I'm pretty sure when I come back, about the time when Shine come back, and I almost certain he never made a sign in. We'll talk again about the differences of how you treat people depending on the family or the connections you have. This has been an ongoing conversation.
I'm glad that you say clock that T because
it's a human rights violation. People don't serve their time already.
Some people want to deal with other people, and that's something where we definitely have to. I could have done the wrong thing for all my life, but at some point I could say, you know what, I tell I did the wrong thing, and I'm gonna try to do things fairly and treat people properly. That way we come in. That's our responsibility. All of the Belizeans. Regardless of somebody wealthy, somebody not wealthy, we supposed to all be subjected to the same kind of rules. Or if you could law one, you could law all the way, I would say. No?
And then, know people's stories. Like, people discriminate people who were deported. And for some people, that's something where they really have one difficult time processing. Again, know people's stories. A number of people who are deported have skills, have knowledge, have know-how. Now we have social media. When I was incarcerated, in 2008, 2009 for about 6 months. And I was amazed how creative people who are incarcerated are. Like anything at the time, now they have social media stories, we talk about it. Anything when in the free world, people are incarcerated, necessity is the mother of invention, they make it. They find a way for being cook, they make it, do hair, nails, they make it with limited resources. So I just say on a low, and then, for getting a job, you have to get a police report. They're like you're forever, especially people of color, which are most Belizeans, they're like you're forever punished. Like there's no redemption for a wrong way or do, whether you really did it wrong or not. And we just say, the only difference between we were getting incarcerated and while on out of world, we get catch. In my case, I self-reported, because if I never tell them, I know that me tell them. So it's very important. My interest in the Belize Diaspora Summit, that definitely immigration and people who are undocumented Belizeans who are in the pipeline to be sent home. Like, to me, that is priority over everything else. Because if you can't today, we don't got no diaspora. Like they're not only the United States Belizeans there. But that's a country where the majority of Belizeans there.
Period. No, I thank you for saying that. First of all, I am all for understanding territorial integrity. Of course, we have an issue with Guatemala that we're trying to resolve. We see the issue of Venezuela and Guyana currently embroiled in. But definitely, listen, these borders are colonial constructs were ripped right through in a lot of times indigenous communities, separating people with no regard for culture, for language, for how people operate, for how the land is, for how the geography of the place, whether our forest, our river, our sea, right? No understanding for that. And at the same time, I don't feel that people, because remember, a lot of these migrations are forced migrations. You have these international lending institutions who just fund a lot of craziness for our leadership and then create hardship here at home and in other countries. And people, most of the time, are left with very little option but to emigrate elsewhere, right? So I find it kind of hard to swallow that because you put me in a tight position and I try free up myself and try put my family, keep them afloat, that I will be considered an illegal because of UNO understanding of migration, because of how UNO set up migration laws, which are very elitist, which are very racist, You understand? Because make we get into that too. Make we get into how immigration laws work all over the world. Make we get into how visa requirements work all over the world. At the end of the day, so we want to say with the bottom line, the money, right? So if you're wealthy, you could fly above, you could go anywhere. You're not even a migrant, you know, an expat, right? They got a whole different definition today. So as again, you know, I will always call that we're looking to other options to the carceral system. And when I say carceral, that just means that putting people in a jail or a penitentiary. I have huge issues with that. It rips families apart. Like you said, it look like people not able to redeem. People serve a time, the legal system saying they serve a time, but people come out and they still want to call in jailbird and all kind of craziness. Then thing that we have to stop. You understand? The whole point of phone carceral system, if you don't agree with it, is that if I am convicted of something and I have to serve the six years, when that 6 years done, it's supposed to done. You're not supposed to hold that over my head for the rest of my life. That not right, you know?
Can I go into this number one more time? 280-5848. I'm missing it, you know. I really missing it, but I give thanks to Numi got the knowledge and we could reason. So, you know, people listen and they learn. I'm confident of it. And another thing that is of concern to me, Katie Numi, not that we're talking about immigration and the unfairness of the laws, is that people from Haiti and Cuba are Caribbean nations. Right. They have the right, the human right, to travel within Caribbean countries. And so when a country like Belize, again, without any meaningful campaigns so Belizeans could be aware, without any serious community conversations, engagement. Good morning, thanks for calling WV.
Good morning. My sister, welcome back.
I don't know where. My neighbor string that I zinc.
I still at the airport, but I was from the community from the airport. I still to the community.
I mean, I just put it up there, you know, families, scandal like that. Talk to me, what happened?
Hey, but for the subject of the talk, I could sit up because at the time myself, and when I come in, they tell me I gotta co-sign in, and so man, that's against my constitutional right. Because in a minute out of my time, you take without my permission. You're wrong.
Brother, hold on. We'll get feedback from you. So please turn off your radio, TV, whatever the monitor pan.
My radio turned on.
All right. Try again then. Finish your thought.
Yeah. I could agree with you what you said on this thing. And twofold with that. One of the things will have to happen. Africa got to rise, and Africa rise knows. You got this guy out Milan, I think, one of the African countries cut off all visas for America, Canada, all the places you have to pay for your visa, then you have to pay the visa to come to we country. And that's what needs to happen. You cannot believe all I need on a passport. You know, we got to pay $400, and you know, you have $400 in return, and not have $400 return if they say no. So that's just a plonquis, and we are alone at the plonquis. So we need to start up and say, well, we're good for you, good for we.
I hear you, brother. I hear you loud and clear.
I hear you. What's good for me, good for you. And we can stand the treatment away. When they come, they lay with carpet. And the first time I heard one of my cousins who had big status, right? He got up, we were in a house, I was talk to different people, and he got up, he said he get the balance, and the humiliation they put him through. And I tell you this is a big Irish society, right? And he got up, he said when they call we were with carpet free. And when you go no matter how big you are, what status you got to believe, it has nothing to it. So we need to start treating that on the same level. Yeah? So that's why I said when Africa rise, all will rise. Why they kill Gaddafi? The only reason why they kill Gaddafi, because Gaddafi would have put billions in one of the Caribbean countries to have a bank to the Caribbean, Africa, and things. They kill them, they money when they find out too much money the man has, how much oil. No, look there. And I got to stay away. They go and try the United Nations. Who are they? They just start all over the place. Not one country is going and live peacefully. They always make it worse than they find. But they're going to Democrat. Yeah? You got the look at Chester right now? This dude, this Leon Bar just stood up and he all the grounds. He deal with Russia now and with North Korea. Now I have a fit. He said, nobody tell me as a sovereign country who I must be friend with. So, get truth to that.
Thanks, brother. I hear you. Appreciate the love. I really value, that's why community means so much to me. You see everyday people, you know the knowledge what they have, how they make the interconnections across different news stories. Then they signal me said a break time, so I have to go to break. Stay tuned for the last break. We are like at 9 o'clock. We'll be right back.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Belizeans all around the planet Earth, this is a roll call. A roll call for all Belizeans living abroad. In a world that is becoming more uncertain and unstable, children and descendants of the Belizean soil must find common ground and align. Mark the date and make your plans. June 19th to June 22nd, 2024 at the Marriott Airport Hotel, Los Angeles, California. It's the historic first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. This summit will feature panel discussions featuring leading diaspora leaders and achievers. The Belize America Chamber of Commerce will host its annual business forum. There is a special delegation from the Ministry of Natural Resources to facilitate land queries for those in the diaspora, and a grand gala event to cap the Belize Diaspora Summit 2024. For registration and for more details, email info@BelizeDiasporaSummit.com or BIF 2024 California.eventbrite.com.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. The time for shut the shop in about 10 minutes. On the stage, we'll get to a quick one in 28058.
Shut it down.
Sister Yaya and Sister Katie and Numi Usher. Katie, Numi, so what you want to do while you're out there for the Belize Diaspora Summit?
We'll be doing broadcasting. So I want to use that opportunity to segue into thanking all the people who have empowered or enabled our broadcast. So the Belize Diaspora Summit 2024 broadcast sponsors are Atlantic Bank Limited, Atlantic Insurance Corporation, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Western Union, Belize Bank Limited, Beltrade, Venice Home Center, Builders Hardware, Tahalpech Village Resort, Carlos Diaz Private Bathroom, Central Bank of Belize, CG United, Citrus Products of Belize Limited, Dangriga Town Council, Darius Meat Pie, Digi Wallet, Enrique Martinez and Sons, Feinstein Group of Companies, Freetown Drugstore, Government of Belize, Holy Redeemer Credit Union, Marie Sharp Fine Foods, Ministry of Immigration, Quick Home Real Estate, Rosados Hardware, Simon Kwan and Company Limited, and Social Security Board. We really want to thank our sponsors for enabling us to share our Diaspora Summit with Belizeans and even Diaspora Belizeans who are unable to be here. But if you are able to, we invite you. We look forward to spending some time with you and make we reconnect.
Respect to the national community support for the Belize Diaspora Summit. I was wowed. You have to take a number of bread to get you all as sponsors.
Myself, I feel like, oh man, I should take a deeper break before I do that. But I really want to thank them for that because this is very important. I know that that's a Digi Wallet business, but it would have been nice. And I guess that I didn't look into the de-risking because again, had a lot of issues with my credit card because my mom put me paying credit card, but apparently down at the bank now unlocked the card, so couldn't get in the room till very early in this morning. But so these are things where I don't want our government understand. You got your people to travel and they are place out here, they know they pay no cash. It look like they're allergic to cash, right? For many reasons. They say terrorism, to discourage robberies, whatever. People got their reason why. So I want the government of Belize, especially with finance coming under the Prime Minister, to really look into this de-risking, how you could enable you and empower your Belizeans to be able to travel securely, whether they have a credit card or they don't. Maybe they could look into these debit cards that can work internationally. I don't know, but we have to do better by with Belizean people, especially the one that got a huge money bags and could just, got the US PayPal or Cash App or US accounts that could do the most, right?
How are you with internet, Katie Numi? How are you with your internet access?
Well, the internet access is good, I guess, because the funny hotel. I don't know if I step outside and I have any internet after the real Wi-Fi there.
Okay. Indeed, traveling is a privilege, and many Belizeans are not able to relate when we talk about cashless communities, societies, countries, and not having a SIM card or can pay for roaming where it works. It really, it could be, especially as an African woman traveling alone, it could be a really concerning or frightening experience. And
I've been living this trauma for years because we may have this conversation early in the week, but a lot of artists, what we have to do is we're forced to go outside Belize because there's so limited opportunities here, and they leave it when they got them, save it when they friend and company, or the people of the less black color, right? Or the white, maybe just say the white people. But what has happened is that every time I go out, it's rough because it's less and less places that want to use cash or will use cash, or some people just flat out tell you no, so. And this is because this is our room where we get where they had the room reserved, but what happened is a card needs to be put for security deposit, and then people refuse to accept cash late or early this morning when I get here, so. I don't know, man. Government of Belize, Ministry of Finance, and going to things set up for because we know the setup with Belizean people, so they don't have to go out. So understand that Belizeans are half of them out, and we need to move out more more flawless, you know, with less hiccups. Because I mean, them things they can't toll for you.
Indeed, it really does. And I don't travel as much as I say Katie would travel. But I don't know, I think I travel like I have never traveled before. I just go like a tumbleweed. Whatever happened, oh well, because I don't have only thing I got are cash. I don't got no nails. I don't got no credit card. I don't got no internet. It was me and the African ancestors and ancestors when I travel. I'm like, look, yeah, we're going on. So,
I tell you, no, you're very right. They don't play about me because of all the issues I have had, you know, not found wood, but all the issues I've had. And I said since 2016 or 2017 when I started to try and move out and push my career, my ancestors and ancestresses, they don't play about me because somehow somebody found some way can do something. So you are very right. They are never, we never alone, you know, once you understand the role of ancestors, especially in indigenous populations, you know, and in understanding that indigeneity, they're not just one race of people. You have Black indigenous people, because we're indigenous to the continent of Africa. You have indigenous Americans, they're indigenous to this continent. But we understand that, especially in the indigenous concepts of how you live life and liberty, ancestors don't play but we at all. So always be true thanks to remind me to give thanks. And the other thing, that learning experience. Now one thing I learned, how can I think with the other thing? You learn to flex with every time you get, you know, you take spot, you learn to flex with something else.
Yeah. For me, it's like take a deep breath, trust the process. Yeah, I'm still there. Right? So once I could manage my emotions internally and get out of my headspace, I usually in a good spot. But we have to lock up the shop. So make a hail up with security guard, Brother Shane Flowers. I have a thank the taxi driver a race for a lady for bring me a taxi driver.
Race safely, give thanks to that.
Yes, safely, give thanks. It was a communal effort back at the Zinc for get on the air this morning. We start off late.
Yes.
But like Katie Numi said earlier to the other people behind the scenes, that lesson for patience. You know, we'll make out when things don't go the way we want and go. And have to just trust the process. What we learn from the experiences then. So security guard Shane Flowers, thanks brother. At XTV, we have Harlan Wagner as the Master Chief Operator. We have Cliff Lewis as a Senior Engineer Technician. Crumb Radio on the second floor. My bestie, Tony Grant. And then
international.
Thanks to all our listeners, viewers, those streaming online. They want to go back and listen to it later because they couldn't hear it this month. Something. Hey, it's Juneteenth. Harlem Day party. So we're very, very thankful. We ask that we take a deep breath. And remember that we're responsible for our well-being. Change the energy. When you go in our room, not make the energy in the room impact you. You make your energy impact the room. Not get sucked up in other people's energy. And it's easier said than done. So just take a deep breath. We have a lot to be thankful for. We're alive. We're here. We're still connected. Sister Katie Numi, Usher, take care of yourself out this history. I keep like one of the things where I really like about Katie Numi wearing her hair in a natural state, and they use what I say, like people on the continent of Africa wear their hairstyle. Like you could turn on just about any media host in the country, I believe. I guarantee you not see nobody look like Katie Numi Usher. I guarantee you not see nobody look like her because she glows in her Africanness, in her blackness, bold and fearless about that. I rate people where, just themselves. I mean, everybody copycat, we are the original, so be your best self out there. To the team, because they take one team of people, we don't say. The Belizean organizers of the Belize Diaspora Summit, want to take care of ourselves, take some deep breaths. Everything not going as planned, but it's going to be okay. Trust the process. Sister Yaya, signing off. I know I don't usually say, Katie, do we want to say on the closing? Because I don't say it, and I never say it. Because I only like it when Mose say it. So for all the years I do it, say Katie Numi, parting shot, say it.
No, sis, I will allow you a space. I
no, I say, you go ahead. Look here, I just say fully, you know, that you star back here when it comes to the host as far as the women representation. So say it, make we go.
All right, so hopefully we could do this all over again tomorrow. But for now, my beloved Belizeans, whether they're not Belize or they're not foreign or wherever you're there, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone. Wake up, Billy. Wake up, Billy. Wake up, Billy.
Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place of calling. Be yourself, see us, but this is the soul of people. Believe our hopes are for needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. It's not a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, selfishness and corporation. That's how we